Hello, and welcome to the Fairy Coach Tarot channel. My name is Raquel. Thank you for being here and watching these videos. Today is Sunday, and as every Sunday, we have our weekly tarot reading where it's a pick a deck or pick a fairy, and we look at the energies and advice from Spirit for the week ahead. So this is today Sunday, March 22nd. So this will go from Monday, March 23rd to Sunday, March 29th. We always look at what is the moon's influence during this week. And this week, around middle of the week, we have a first quarter moon. So that's the moon growing towards that full moon. So we have that growing energy. All right. And we have just passed the spring equinox. So that energy of beginning of the light getting stronger that the spring equinox and that balance brings is also with us. So let's look at what this week brings for us, and we pick a deck or a fairy that resonates. I also wanted to mention that even though this reading is meant for this week of March 23rd, if there is something that resonates with you and this reading has passed, you're watching it in the future, always take what resonates. The message made it to you for a reason. So even if we're not in the exact week, there is a message for you if you've made it here. All right, let's choose a fairy or a deck and see what the energies and the guidance from the spirits of the tarot is for us. All right, sit in a comfortable position, roll those shoulders back. Relax your jaw and let's take a deep breath together to connect through the breath. Inhale through the nose. Hold at the top for a couple of seconds and elongate your exhale out through the mouth, just as if you were blowing a birthday candle. Okay, now roll those shoulders back again, wiggle around, feel relaxed, and now choose the fairy or the deck that calls more on you. So these are three of my favorite decks because the imagery is like a fairy tale in all three. So choose the deck that calls you more or the fairy color that calls you this time. Ready? Okay, let's get started with the pink fairy. If you need more time, you can pause the video, but let's begin. Okay, let's see what the message from this deck is. And we begin by setting the intention of what we want for the cards. So we want to know what the guidance and the advice is for our coming week with the energies ahead. And we are going to look at the beginning of the week, the middle of the week, and the end of the weekend. And we ask for this in love and light for our greatest good. All right. All right, so we get two cards for the beginning of the week. And let's see, two cards for the middle of the week. Slippery cards. Put them like this. Very slippery cards. And we got two more cards for the weekend. All right, let's see what the first messages come from. And they come from the Nine of Cups and Major Arcana 15, that usually is that devil energy. So let's take a look at the Nine of Cups and what is the energy forecast of and the advice that comes from the beginning of the week. So we have that the week starts very emotional, right? It's the energy of the nine, but emotional in a way of that things are going our way. right? So it's a nine energy. We're getting high in the suit of cups here with this card, and cups, water element, emotion. So it's emotional in a good way. So the energies say things are going well for us, right? And but it does come with a major arcana 15. So, how this is the advice here is okay, there is this energy that says enjoy the moment, okay? Things that you want, if it depends on what's in your mind right now, what's sitting in your heart, things that you want, they are going to be moving in the right direction towards what you want to happen. So, there is that emotional fulfillment. However, the major arcana also warns us of something, warns us of extremes, right? So, whatever it is that you want, how things are going and you're enjoying them and everything feels good, but it says don't go into extremes. This is about trying to find balance, right? Find balance perhaps in the different aspects of your life. Also find balance of like saying, okay, things are going so well here, I'm just devoting all my energy to something, be it a relationship, be it work, whatever it is. And this is saying no, balance. It's kind of like don't put all your eggs in the same basket, right? So good energies for the things that you want, everything will be moving in the right direction. But there comes with a card that says, okay, be balanced in the things that you do here at the beginning of the week, right? Do understand that even though things are good, there has to be balance in your life, in the different areas of your life, in maybe in your emotions if something's going very well, and sometimes we feel so excited, right? And it's good, and there should be excitement when things are going well, and we should enjoy them. But maybe humbleness, maybe so finding that balance within our emotions, within our life. This is what these cards are telling us for the beginning of our week. And what about the middle of the week for us? So the message comes from the Prince of Cups. So we have a lot of cup soup and the Ace of Pentacles. So the Prince of Cups would be the Knight of Cups in traditional tarot, right? So it's a card of movement, of action, right? And cups is again emotions, the water element, and here it comes paired with that Ace of Pentacles. That it is an opportunity, something that it is just beginning to manifest. Pentacles, earth element, something that's physically manifesting in our life, right? So, how do we read this energy for the middle of our week? Okay, the advice here is it is a moment to take action toward those things that make you happy, that you love, that you feel emotion about, right? So cups is emotion. So what it is that you feel emotion about that makes you happy, that moves. So that emotion is moving and it's asking you to move with it, that energy, right? Energy moving, it's asking you to move with it. So it's a time to take actions to uh, go forward and towards those things that you want, because this ace is saying by you taking action right now, these things physically will start manifesting into your life, right? So how does this tie up to the beginning of the week? The beginning of the week, we have an energy of that is moving towards growth, towards a big fulfillment emotionally, towards something that applies to your life. It's saying, okay, now moderation, be balanced. And here it's saying, in the middle of the week, take action. Because just by taking action right now towards these things that bring emotion to you, that bring love, that is that emotional force, those things will start manifesting physically in your life. So let's say, I'm putting just an example. Let's say it's a relationship, right? So you ask this person out, or you have the conversation, or something. You take that step. So the relationship will start forming, right? So there will be that relationship forming in your life. Now, what about if it's a project? So you take the steps forward and that project starts becoming a reality. Now, let's see what are the energies for the end of the week. And it comes from the Princess of Cups and the King of Cups. So I want you to look at something extremely interesting right now for you. So we have cups at the beginning, in the middle, and at the end of the week. So that means that the cup suit is what the main energies about your week are, right? And cups are water, are emotions, right? So it is a week full of emotions, but positive ones. But it's full of emotions, so it's not. There are no swords, so that it's not a week that it's intellectual, that it's mostly challenging, that it's about having conversations. To the contrary, is a week filled with emotions. Now, towards the end of the week, the Princess of Cups is usually the Page of Cups in traditional tarot, and then we have that King of Cups. So the weekend says, okay, now there is more growth available, and this growth may come from a sign or either a message that gets to you or a sign that you receive that tells you, okay, there is the potential for growth for whatever you've been manifesting here in the middle of the week by taking action. There is growth that can happen from it. There is learning, and this can come to you from from not only seeing it manifested, but from a message, from a call, from signs that you feel you're getting. And the King of Cups is telling you, okay, there is this energy of growth. You are manifesting something. You are taking those steps, that action. There is that fulfillment. You've created balance, and now there is growth. And the King says, it's the best advice and guidance is for you to manage what's coming to life, right? So for you to understand the responsibility that comes from you. So cups is emotions, as I said. So how you handle the emotions, how you respond emotionally to everything that's occurring. Now, let's tie it all together. So, main messages I want you to get from your reading today. So, it is dominated by the Suit of Cups. So, it is a very emotionally filled week. By emotionally in a good way. So, it brings a lot of good emotions your way, right? So it starts by already telling you at the beginning of the week, there is a lot of fulfillment. So apply these messages to whatever is happening in your life, whatever is in your mind, sitting in your heart. So there is potential for a lot of fulfillment, for the things going exactly how you want. And now the major arcana 15 tells you, but remember balance. Remember to be balanced, not to go into extremes right now, not to become dependent on the outcome or on this thing that you want. Now, the middle of the week is telling you, it's time for action. It's time for you to take action. This is what the energies ask you. It's time for you to take action towards these things that you want. By taking action, it's the Ace of Pentacle. You are planting that intention and taking that action for something to really have the potential for manifesting the way you want into your life. Now, and the weekend says, okay, now you've done all of this. So the weekend calls for like, okay, there is the energy of growth of something that has already, the seed has been planted, things are going well. Here there is growth that can be done. And look at any messages, any signs from spirit, any actual messages that you get from somebody that will signal how things are going to grow. And the final advice is for the things to go how you want it. At the end of this week, remember that you, by managing your emotional reactions and by taking complete responsibility emotionally of how the things that you want, this is what's going to ensure how things last and how things are growing and manifesting in your life. All right, I hope you enjoyed this reading. Take what resonates, leave the rest. That's always my advice. And please give me a thumbs up and subscribe. That helps my channel and that also helps me put more videos out for you. Now, if you want more information about my services, reach out to me. Go to my website. You can go to my Gumroad storefront and you can purchase live sessions with me, either video call, phone, or pre-recorded readings, right? And if you really want more information, I am very happy to answer all your questions. Just remember to reach out. Okay, let's look now at that blue fairy and what is the advice we have for the week for you. Okay. All right. For those of you who have picked the blue fairy, let's say what the advice is. And again, we're setting the intention, we're telling the cards what we want. And what we want right now is the advice for our week, for the beginning of the week, the middle of the week, and the end of the week. What the energies are calling for, what the message of spirit is at this time. All right. And we want this in love and light for our greatest good. Beginning of the week, middle of the week, and end of the week. Very straightforward, one card for each. So that's what I call straightforward messages for you. So the beginning of the week starts with the advice and the energy of the Queen of Wands. Queens are that divine and the divine feminine energy, right? And wands are the fire element, that passion, that intention. All right. So, what is this Queen's advice for our beginning of the week? So, it is truly to nurture the things that we feel passionate about, be it a relationship, be it work, be it a project, be it a friendship. So right now, it's the things that we're passionate about. The energy also says it's positive energy, but when the queen comes, it's about nurturing the things that we want right now, giving it our attention, giving it our love, giving it our care, so things can thrive. Whatever it is that we want to thrive can thrive, and that's done by attention, by affection, the same way you would care for a plant that you want to grow, for a baby that you want to grow and thrive in life. So anything, just put that energy into what you are passionate about right now. So your exercise and the reflection would be, if you like to journal or if you want to meditate about it, what it is that I'm feeling very passionate about right now. What is the fire on my tummy telling me? What is that gut instinct, that fire that I feel inside? What is it about? Is it about a relationship? Is it about work? What is it about? And then nurture it. Then put love into it, put attention and put effort into it for it to thrive. Now, what is the advice for the middle of our week? And it comes from the Seven of Wands. All right, so again, you've got a lot of wands here, right? So you start with the Queen and very direct messages because we only get one card for each, and it comes from the Seven of Wands. So what is the advice from the Seven of Wands for you? So it is about defending what you care about. It is about standing up for this thing that here we've journaled and we've what are we feeling passionate about, and the advice is put effort, make it thrive, right? And here it is, defend it. Be the defender of what you love right now, what it is that you're passionate about. If you are in a relationship, it means defend that relationship against the naysayers. If it is a project, be the first to defend your project, to stand up for your work, right? So here it is all about you being your biggest fan for your project, for your relationship, for whatever it is that brings that passion and that fire in you. It is about standing up for it. Now, what is the weekend advice? And it comes from the Tower. All right. So the Tower card, that's Major Arcana 16. So even though a lot of people is one of the cards I always mention that people are scared of, the Tower is just letting us know that there is a change that must happen because something is not stable, right? So I again, my take on tarot or how I use tarot in my practice, it's it's advice and guidance from spirit, right? So there are different futures. So when people give predictions, know that there is not one way. Your choices and your decisions, your free will changes the future all the time. So the best thing you can do is always get advice. What's the advice of spirit, right? What are those signs, these messages, right? So the tarot is giving you messages, but you make the decisions, the choices. You have free will, right? That's one of the biggest gifts the divine has given us. So the Tower is not predicting that something's going to be destroyed and it's terrible, terrible, terrible. No, not at all. It's just pointing at there is a foundation of something. The things here for you when you apply these messages to your life is what started with what you feel passionate about. There is a foundation that makes it that moving forward, if things do not change, it may create instability, right? So the advice is giving you is to make sure you look at these things, whatever it is that you feel passionate about, and you are nurturing and making it grow. You're defending it. Now here is saying, but look at the foundation, look at how you are building this thing and make any changes accordingly so it shows a stability. Because right now, the advice and the energy as around it is saying maybe it's not being built in a very stable foundation. So there are some changes that the cards advise you need to make. So the exercise I would use here for you is again journal or meditate on this and say, and be kind of like a critical thinker about it, right? So if it is a relationship, look at what are the foundations of this relationship based on what makes a relationship healthy. Is there good communication? Is there respect? Is there care for one another? Right? So you will look at that and you will see if that foundation, those values are in your relationship. And if they are not, then make the changes accordingly. Now, let's say it's a project. Again, what is that project that you feel passionate about? Am I laying a good foundation for that project? If it's a business to grow, if it's a job to go well. So be the critical thinker so you can make the changes accordingly, right? Because here is telling you there is the very positive energies for whatever you feel passionate about. You need to nurture it. You need to love it, to give it that attention and affection to grow. You need to defend it, but you need to be critical about the foundation that is being laid on. All right. So very direct advice. And again, if you like your reading, please give a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel. Take what resonates, leave the rest. If you want us to look at your particular situation or what you're going through, reach out. There is information in the comments and in the description of how to reach me and also how to make an appointment for a live online reading with me, or get a pre-recorded reading made just for you, delivered to your mailbox. All right, now let's look at the yellow fairy for those of you who have picked this one. Okay, wonderful. All right, so let's set the intention of what we want. We want the energies and advice for the beginning of the week, the middle of the week, and the end of the week in love and light for our greatest good. All right. All right, beginning of the week. And this card has been wanting to come out, so beginning, middle, and I feel this one wants to tell us something too. Okay. Let's see what the advice, the guidance is from Spirit and the Tarot. The Two of Stones. Okay. Here we have an energy of two. The number two is a cooperation, partnership, right? Choice. And we have what would be the Suit of Pentacles. So this card is telling the advice here that you get for the beginning of the week is about making choices, right? Making a choice and of how you're balancing things out, right? So again, to apply these messages, look at your life right now, look at the things that are in your mind or sitting in your heart, and this is how you apply it to your life. Okay, there is a choice that's being asked. So it's about weighing the pros and cons of your situation right now, that the things that are affecting you, and see the best way to make that choice is by doing that, by seeing what the pros and cons, what if you choose one way of proceeding, what this will bring to your life, what this will take away from your life, right? So this is saying right now at the beginning of the week, take an inventory of the choices you need to make, because there are some choices that that need to be made to regain a balance, because there is something that is not fully going the way you want because of a choice that needs to be made. Now, let's look at the middle of the week, and it comes from the 10 of Scrolls and the Ace of Spirals. I love this deck for all these different energies that is telling us. Okay, so what is the 10 of Scrolls letting us know? Okay, we have that energy of the 10, and it's saying, okay, here you had to make a choice. Now it is a time to, whatever choice it is, or the choices that you're looking at, this is a time to really the 10 is more of a settle. It's the end of the suit. So look at the end goal, right? Look at the end goal of what you want and what you're working towards. And remember that if you had to make a difficult choice right now, and it has to be the ending of something, remember that endings are always beginnings, right? So whatever choice that you're making, something may have to end for what you want to emerge, for a new opportunity to emerge. So the middle of the week is just moving with the same energy. Here, assess your choices. Here, really know that one thing is coming to an end in a positive way. It doesn't have to be a negative way, but something a door needs to be closed, a chapter needs to be passed in order for the opportunity you're looking for to emerge. Now, let's see what are the energies that or the guidance that we're getting for the weekend. So we have the 4 of Spirals, the Temperance, and the Seven of Scrolls. Okay, perfect. So, all right. So here, the Four of Spirals. So what message does this give us for the weekend? What is the guidance here? Okay, so it is about resting and laying a good foundation. So how do we add it to what's happening here? Choices need to be made. You need to assess your choices. Something needs to end. A chapter of either your life or the decision needs to close up something in order for this new opportunity to begin. And here he's saying, okay, it's take time, stop, do not take action right now, stop, rest, and look at how to lay a good foundation for the things. Look at where you go from here. So be grateful of the things and the opportunities that come, but it's more about resting and really looking at the choices that are being presented after a difficult choice has been made. All right. And Temperance is one of the loveliest cards in the Tarot of Marseille. Temperance is that angel, right? That angel that brings balance and that makes things flow nicely. So, this is what goes for your weekend. This weekend coming up is a time for you to rest, to assess your options, right, towards these choices and things that you have to make, and to kind of take care of yourself, to practice a lot of self-care, to rest, to perhaps go out in nature, connect spiritually, right? So a very easy kind of weekend. And this seven, what it's saying is that remember not to be too hard on yourself, not it's kind of do not deceive yourself, right? So sometimes, so let me just put it this way, sometimes we need to make a difficult decision. Something needs to end, that it's hurting us or it's not doing good to us, and that will always, an ending will bring a new opportunity. Now sometimes our memory plays tricks on us and we say, well, maybe things were not that bad, maybe I made the wrong choice. And what this card is telling you is clarity is necessary, do not deceive yourself. So for this, remember, rest and looking at options with clarity. To do this, remember to stay in an emotionally balanced state. And doing that is taking care of yourself, going outside, practicing self care, connecting spiritually, and then be aware in a way of memories deceiving you, because what's important is clarity. So be critical with the memories or the thoughts that come, because some memories are true, are things that truly happen or how we felt, but others are playing a trick on us and making us perhaps believe that things were better than they were actually. So this is all that it's telling us. So, a quick recap for your week. Start your week by assessing what choices or you need to make. So there is a choice to create a better balance and for the things that you want, right? So in the middle of the week says, perhaps it's time to close a chapter, to know that there is an ending, and what that will do is bring a new beginning. And the weekend says it's time to rest and assess your options. Okay, practice a lot of self-care, connect spiritually, go outside, rest, right? And be critical with the thoughts that you have to make sure they are not deceiving you at this time about memories from the past. All right, I hope you enjoyed. Thank you, thank you, thank you again for watching. If you enjoyed your reading, please give me a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel. This helps me grow and also make more videos for you. Now, reach out. There is information in the comment section and in the description of how to make an appointment for a private session with me, either over the phone or via video call, and also purchase, or you can purchase a pre-recorded reading. I would love to hear in the comments what cards you picked out. And again, thank you, thank you, thank you from the bottom of my heart. And you have a fantastic week ahead. Brightest blessings your way.